you have three guys that, three guys that were once committed to Colorado State. What were you able to do to kind of turn the tide in those recruiting battles, and how gratifying is it to win some of those head-to-head battles against peer institutions?
Yeah, no, to your point, we were able to flip three guys from a, in-conference school, which was very nice. But really, I think it's a testament to our coaching staff, support staff, just the relationships that they've built with not just those three guys, but all of our recruits and commits. Even before those guys made that initial decision, there were strong relationships, touch points there, and those guys never wavered. Despite again, that initial decision, our staff, our coaches, our coordinators, our head coach, they were unwavering in trying to get those guys to where they belong, and that's here at Utah State. So, I think that's obviously something that positive to be able to do that. Obviously three really talented players who were I guess sought out by guys in our conference. So to be able to do that was huge. And again, I think it's just a testament to our staff and the people they are and their approach to recruiting. So.
Evan, I wanted to ask you about Tripp Palmer. Just no stone goes uncovered, I guess.
Yeah. No.
Finding a player like him in a somewhat obscure place, is the success of Bryson Barnes, is that going to help provide an opportunity to take another look at players who maybe are in smaller schools or in smaller communities far flung and not easy to find as much tape on them?
Yeah, I mean, I know Coach kind of just alluded to it. Obviously Tripp's kind of down in Blanding, but you just kind of look at the film, the measurements. He's a very accomplished track athlete, basketball player. He's over 6 foot in the high jump. That's for his size, that is really impressive. Obviously, especially in the state of Utah, like you alluded to, there is no stone unturned. So, it doesn't matter if it's Salt Lake or Blanding. We are going to vet and do our part, and if there's a fit, not just from traits, right? The other thing I need to touch on is Tripp and his family are tremendous people that fit with us and fit what we want to do and build here. So, especially in state, in our region, like you said, no stone goes unturned. So, it's nice to play high-level football and play national whatever ranked teams, but if you're a ball player, you're a ball player, and I think that kind of speaks for itself on film and through live evaluations. So I know we've been able to kind of see Tripp a couple times in person, and it's been great. So really excited about him.
I want to ask about forming a relationship with local high schools, like especially in Cache Valley, but also in Utah. What is it like working with those schools that are in your backyard that you take a quick car ride to? What kind of relationship do you have to establish with those programs?
Yeah, no, I think it's been great, honestly. I think, with Coach Mendenhall coming back to the state of Utah, there's, like you said, there's kind of some prior history there and a lot of familiarity with him and kind of the programs that he's built. But no, I think it's been coaches have been excited to see Coach Mendenhall on our staff here. Just getting out on the road, our staff, they've been well received, I think. And to kind of answer your question to, kind of build those relationships and kind of have a good rapport. I think just being, transparent, being authentic, again, just going to the schools, stopping by practice when you can. I think that's all really important. And I think again, I know I mentioned it, but our staff has done a tremendous job, not just, building a relationship with recruits, but with coaches in this state as well. I know when it's a, eval period, they can go out, like they're out and they're hitting their schools and their areas hard. So no, that's something that, like I said, just recruiting the state is huge, especially in the valley here. And that's a priority for us. So we'll continue to hit that hard and keep on that path.
Just looking at the position group assignments, I think the offensive line obviously has the most. It was kind of an issue this year. Coach Mendenhall alluded to it, kind of in the short term, going through the portal and things like that. But how much of that position group, the offensive line, was a kind of a focus for this kind of recruiting cycle?
Yeah, I think it probably more so just from an attrition standpoint in terms of guys graduating. I think that's kind of why you see probably the number there for high school guys. But and again, I know he kind of touched on it. Just getting the right people with the right mindset that want to be here, and then obviously the traits. I mean, you look at some of these guys we're bringing in. There's some really big boys, and when they strap on the pads, they play mean and they play hard. So that's definitely an emphasis for us in recruiting. Really, I mean, all positions, but offensive line, more times than not, big people beat up little people. So, just trying to get guys that have that mindset and have those traits, and getting them in our program, getting them with Coach Cody Cook and his staff. They do a phenomenal job of developing our team physically. But no, I think from a, bringing in those four guys, you look at the attrition, Trey Anderson is graduating, Jake Eichhorn. I think there's some other guys as well. So really just kind of bringing in that next group to kind of replace and then kind of go from there in terms of filling out, pressing needs for next year.
Coach Mendenhall talked about wanting to recruit in-state, but also not compromise for talent. What are the advantages for Utah State in regards to players coming here in the state of Utah and not going to other schools that are in bigger conferences with more money and more maybe amenities in that regard? What's your guys' advantages here at Utah State for those players?
Yeah, I think you look at the community here in Cache Valley. Like, it's impressive when you get recruits here to a game and the herd is going crazy. They have their sheet on them and they have all the information about the recruits that are kind of walking by. Like that's pretty unique, and I think kind of a differentiator. For this institution and this place, I think just kind of the support that we get here. It's not common, and this community really rallies behind the athletics program, but the football team. And I think that's a really special thing. That's something that, recruits notice. They take notice to that. And I mean, our commits, a lot of our commits, especially the local ones, like they're here every weekend that there's a home game, just because they love the atmosphere. They love obviously watching us play and connecting with us, but I think it's a fun time for them. So, to kind of answer your question, I think just the support that we have here, and then, just fan engagement, and then also just our staff. You look at kind of Coach Mendenhall and the rest of our coaches, there's proof is in the pudding. Like there are kind of testimonials and results, success stories of, I think of all the guys who've gone to NFL, like they were either 3 stars or lower. So, obviously we want to get the most talented guys, but, you can get developed here. You don't need to be the most highly ranked, highly sought out guy. There is evidence of guys developing here through Coach Mendenhall and his staff. So I think those are kind of the selling points for Utah State and for this program.
One of the quarterback position, obviously you got Brady and Caleb coming in. Obviously there's some questions about the quarterback position for next year because Bryce is obviously leaving, and I know there's guys on the roster, likely the portal, but how do you see Brady and Caleb factoring into next year's depth chart at quarterback?
Yeah, they'll definitely get they'll definitely have an opportunity to compete. See, we're really excited to get those 2 guys in, and then obviously CJ being here too. He'll have, he's got a great opportunity to be the guy as well. So really, I mean, it's early to say how it'll shake out, but no, those guys, those two freshmen, they'll definitely have a chance to compete and show what they can do, and we're excited. We believe in them, and yeah, we're just excited to get them here because obviously you look at their high school film, they both do a lot of really good things and have had success and show leadership qualities. So, and then obviously CJ, I mean, yeah, CJ's done a really good job for us, you know, up till this point. You know, he's done a really good job, and we're excited to see him kind of, you know, embrace the kind of this opportunity and see what he can do. But yeah, no, I think our two freshman quarterback, they'll definitely have an opportunity to kind of show what they can do, and it's an earn not given program. So if they earn that, then it's theirs. So.
Just one quick verification question, I had another one. I was under the impression maybe Brady Goodman was going to serve a mission first. He's going to be here next year?
He will be here. He will be here, for next year. As of now, there's no mission plans currently. So the plan is for him to be here with us for next year.
My last one was just all four of the offensive linemen are from the state of Utah. What does that say about the talent in the trenches here at the prep level in the state of Utah?
Yeah, I mean, like you kind of said, there are a lot of, you know, big young men here in this state, and they play at a high level. Again, I think that's kind of a testament to the quality of high school football that's in this state. These guys are getting coached up really well. Not only are they big, but again, I've said it before, they play hard, they're mean, they're nasty, but there's a technical element to them too where, you know, they know what they're doing. So, and I think that's a testament to the high school coaches, you know, here in the Valley and here in the state of Utah, of developing those guys and kind of pulling that from them and then being able to display those traits, you know, as high schoolers. Obviously still have room for improvement and room to grow, but I think that's, you know, just testament to the high school coaches in the state of, you know, getting those guys ready to play.
What if I could ask you about running back, Jackson Regan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just 3-year starter in Texas, a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. And what do you see out of him, and what was that process like getting him to commit to come to Utah State? Yeah,
I believe Jackson was one of our first commits, and again, you just talk about somebody who's bought in and committed, great family, great person. You know, coach said it, who first, then what, but when you're talking about the what, I mean, he's explosive, he's fast, good contact balance, physical. He not only is a good runner with good vision, but he makes, you know, be a receiver out of the backfield as well. So really kind of, impressed not only with his athleticism, but kind of versatility, and we're excited to get him in when, you know, when he recovers from that injury. So.
Coach, final question. What is the transition like for a return missionary coming back to college football? Like, how does that process work? What are the biggest challenges, and how long does it usually take them to get back into football shape?
Yeah, that's a great question, and you know, coming from you know, my time at the University of Virginia and even New Mexico, we had limited experience with that, but talking with Coach Mendenhall and some of our coaches on staff, you know, it's there is sort of an acclimation kind of period to get those guys back, get them, you know, depending on where they're coming from, get them back into the States, and then, just, you know, there's a physical development, conditioning that they kind of have to go through when they get back. So obviously, we're not going to just throw them into the deep end. We got to make sure we take care of those guys and you know, kind of protect them, because I know I'm sure they're itching and ready to get back. But you know, ideally we try and get them back for a full off season. This way, you know, we can kind of slowly integrate them back into the speed of things of college football and develop them, condition them from that regard. So.
Hey Evan, this is Patrick Mayhorn from the Ag Ship on Zoom. I want to ask about multi-sport athletes. There are a lot of them in this class, a lot of them in the last class. Is that part of the assessment process for your team in looking at guys who have had success in several sports?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, that is definitely something that can not always or definitive, but can make a recruit more, more appealing, right? That's just more evidence and chances for you to kind of evaluate them athletically, from a competitive nature, what kind of teammate. There's just another chance to see them in those settings. So, that is something that we consider and look at, shoot, O-line, D-line, or if they're doing track, are they doing shot put? How far are they throwing it? Are they a wrestler? Those are all things that, our staff, we find appealing, in recruits if they play multiple sports. Again, it's not a deal breaker by any means, but that is something that can help a recruit, kind of in the recruiting process, that we do kind of like to see them, play multiple sports. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Really excited about this class. I know Coach really touched on this group, but really fired up. They're not only are they phenomenal football players, but they're phenomenal people. So excited to get them here. So appreciate you all.